Hustlers hustling, hustle day long.
Oh, God.
How many ways, guys?
That's quite the alliteration.
In the chat bar, can you use a sentence that uses the word hustle the most times that actually is grammatically correct? Don't go to me for grammar. My mom always said I can't spell, but I can sell. No, guys, hey, welcome to Seven Figure Hustle. We're so excited for today's training. We are here to go so much deeper than last week. We're just glad to have you guys here. You guys know my brother Nick. He's lead genius man here in-house. And I got to tell you, when you see what we have in the works, oh my gosh.
It's looking good, man.
You're going to want to come to Ignite Your Business Genius, our next live event. Look up the next one. Next one is coming up August 9th, 12th through the 15th. You're going to want to be there. 4 days to bring your hustle power through the roof, get your mindset where it needs to be. And guys, it's called seven-figure hustle. It's not called six-figure hustle. It's not called five-figure hustle. It's definitely not called four-figure hustle.
Nope.
So we're here to help you guys. Some of you guys have already made your money back, and it's been like a week since our first training. So first of all, glad to have you guys back with us right now. We are ready to get going. But before we do, listen, I asked some of you to pipe in this morning and share, and we got some shout outs to do. You're welcome to hit us up right here in the chat bar. Here's the question. Have you already lined up your first hustle? We know you got leads, but have you already got committed jobs? Not have you made money yet? Because you guys know last Thursday that we announced the 90-day $10,000 cash prize contest. More importantly, Nick and I diving into your business on a one-on-two power day, jumping in your business, and plus prizes for the top 10 winners. So it's all this game right now. How much money can you make? Nick, are you pumped about it?
I'm super stoked about it. Giving away $10,000 on top of you making money. I mean, for me, it's just exciting to see.
Guys, other cash prizes, gifts, trainings, time with me and Nick. And let me just kind of do some shout outs. First of all, I got Patrick Naughton. I currently he says he's got $80,000 worth of work in the works.
That's a solid pipeline.
That's a solid pipeline.
Juicy.
He says the first one is getting done this morning with the commission on to me of $550.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Patrick, three
that's
big
awesome,
shout outs
man.
there. We've won another 3 more. Okay, how about that? Is that better? I am on, now I'm on mute, so I'm gonna go off mute now. Okay, let's see what else we got here, guys. We've won another 3 more. I think by end of next week, when we get these completed, I will easily clear $3,000 in commissions paid to me.
Dude, that's amazing. $3,000 in commissions. That's actually almost faster than Trent. Trent's not here right now, but that's amazing.
Under the bus. No, Trent is with us. He's watching.
Oh, is he? Attaboy. But that's incredible.
Well, do you guys remember when I gave you my I said triple your money back guarantee? I got news for you.
Patrick just did that.
Yeah, so sorry. So Patrick, if you call and you're like, hey, Chris, I want a refund, it'll be like a bam or slam no way. Listen, we don't do those anyway because we expect you guys to rock it. Yeah, they're static right now, guys. If we're getting our mic packs switched right now. Let's see if levels are. Thumbs up right now, drop in the chat bar. Who got fired? Can't hear you.
Who got fired? Oh, snap. Here we are. Do you need both?
I just switched. How is the audio right now? Is it good?
Only my mic. Give us a little sound check. Check. We're going.
Just leaning into my. I promise you.
In the meantime, we're just gonna joke around. Yes.
So just hang tight for a second, guys.
This is the result of going live. We went live a little early.
Live a little bit young.
It is the problem.
All right. All right. So hey guys, will you let us know how's it right now? Feeling the DJ.
It is
Your
not
speaker
good.
sounds awful.
Robot. Can you hear it? Hey, that is one of our hustle services. That is definitely in the next program up. Is the
Mix is weird too, man. Let's switch to just Chris's then. If Mix is having trouble.
check one.
Chris, go ahead and talk in yours.
Testing, talking.
Okay. Now turn on.
Yeah, it's not sounding good though.
Turned off.
Okay, but it still sounds bad. How do we get a different mic? This doesn't work. Give me other mics. Give me shotguns. Get it. Ryan, go run. Go be helpful. Hey, what's up? Chris here. Today's training will be 100% through me texting, recalculating length of meeting.
It sounds okay now, Chris, on yours.
17 hours.
15 hours later.
Get ready. This will be the hottest text meeting ever. Get pumped for spending all day and night. Hey,
This is entertaining at least.
close to have it done. Oh, whatever what did you just unplug?
No, we just plugged in a new mic. Yeah. Is that mic working?
Okay, talking, testing. Hello.
No DJ.
Sounds good.
Is this sounding good?
We're live.
By the way, is it me sounding good? Is it him sounding good? Or are we just using that?
It's just that.
All right.
Do we do
So,
anything here?
hey guys, do the mark so that you know when to like know when you're gonna edit to. We good?
Brought to you live.
Are you ready?
Going.
Do. This just in. The audio's fixed. Hey team, thanks for your patience. We are officially starting the training, which by the way starts with us welcoming all of you hustlers. This is officially the start of week 2. Just 1 week ago, you got trained, and we just want to give you a shout out. We want to say hi, and dude, we want to drop some
Mad recognition.
That's because right. Patrick Naughton, guys, this is just straight from Facebook. He says, I currently sent $80,000 worth of work to contractors, just finished the first job, got my commission, $550. We've won another 3 more. By the end of next week, I should have $3,000 paid to me.
Dude, now that's how you hustle, man. 1 week in,
boom,
he's already at $3,000. That's just mad, man.
Dude, Patrick, totally pumped for you. Congratulations.
And just think about that pipeline real quick. $80,000
well, dude,
in 1 week.
The pipeline is going to do what it's doing for Trent right now, which is it's stacking.
And you just cycle through that. That's fantastic. Great job, Patrick.
We've got Dan McCormick. He says, I'm getting estimates for 2 jobs today, possibly 3. from a few hundred to a few thousand.
That's great, man.
So Dan's got big stuff going
Got
on. Heather
dollar
Wright,
bills.
I've sold and received payment for 4 jobs.
No way.
Total profit just under 2,500 jobs. They'll be fulfilled this weekend.
Dude, that is amazing. She's already been paid. We're 1 week in. We literally just started this, Chris. You realize that? And by the way, we have the $10,000 prize on the line. We started the clock. When was that? Was that Thursday we started the clock?
Yep.
We did our mastermind. We started the clock last Thursday for 10 grand. These people are making money. We're still setting up our leaderboard, but it's a battle. It's all out battle for the next 90 days.
Luke, by the end of this week, we'll have our leaderboard in place so that you guys can post your results and see where people are at.
That is huge, man.
We're going to be posting what have you been paid, and we're going to post what's in the pipe. And we're going to be
who's in
tracking
charge?
this.
Who's number one on the list? That's what we want to see.
That's what I definitely want to know.
Take down the top dog.
I got Tammy. The ladies are kicking butt here, guys. She said, I'm quoting 3 sod leads today, trying to figure it all out. This is a pretty big job. 500 square feet of front yard, 3,200 square feet of backyard.
Big job.
They need old grass removed on top of that. I'm finding people.
Hashtag making it happen.
And then I quoted 11,500, and that is triple the quote she received from other companies. Woo! So she's working right now.
This is the learning that she's going through right now.
Benjamin, check this one out. Benjamin says, I launched a pest control business 6 weeks ago. I changed up the ads I was running based. I've got 70 leads since that, closed 5 jobs,
Just
and
killing
a ton more in the pipeline.
Dude, just killing.
So guys,
that's awesome. Good job, Ben.
Yep, and then we got Caden here who says, I currently have 63 sod leads, 20 deck leads, 18 house leads.
That's a lot of leads.
I found a contractor for house and sod. I decided to build the decks myself with my cousin.
Nice.
I currently haven't made any money yet, but that should change here in the next day or 2.
That's fantastic.
Guys, if there's more of you that have 1 jobs, I want you to come over here right now.
Drop it in the comments so we can see now that we're not radio DJs.
And Tammy, we do see that you're having trouble coding on cleaning. We're going to talk.
That's what we're talking about today.
Yep. AJ Soderquist, 12 leads, 2 bids, no jobs yet. Dude, today, guys, we get to like dive and jump in deep. Here's what is really important, though. I want to teach you right now, this moment. We got a lineup of some killer things that we're going to train you on. But let me just pause and tell you this moment. Your job for week 2, starting officially today, is to be more excited than you were last week. I was just this weekend hanging out with Trent, and he's telling me his plan for going nationwide, how everything is growing. He says, Chris, I figured out how to get to 50 grand a month. And I asked him this real intimate question.
Wait. He came to you saying, hey, I figured it out.
He says, I figured out how to get to 50 grand a month like that. He says on a 1 hustle. So that's what you're all going to be figuring out. This is we're all learning from each other. You're all doing a great job supporting each other, asking questions. And as you know, right now here at the gate, we're like freaking hopping on live every day and doing everything we can to answer your questions to get you through your learning curve. Because what do we want? Do we want you making money?
That's right.
And you are now part of a very important tribe and community that basically says, I'm in charge of my financial destiny. The real 4-day training is coming at you August 12th through the 15th at Ignite Your Business Genius. If you've been to Unleash Your Financial Destiny with me, this is a new 4-day event. If you haven't been to an event with me, you're not going to want to miss it. They're always life-changing because we change you from the inside out. In fact, you do it yourself. And after every event, everyone's results always go to a whole new level. So at that event, we're going to be acknowledging and recognizing you. We get to really, you're going to watch people literally on their journey of taking what you have and turning it into 7 figures. So, dude, that's where we're playing at. We got a deep dive today, but just want to give a huge shout out there. By the way, Brent Higby says, Ignite Your Business Genius. Love it. Christine here says 20 leads and 1 bid for sod, $500 profit. Still working it out with the contractor. Christine, way to go, girl. So excited for you. Got a contractor going out for 5 sod and 3 decks in the next 2 days. But by the way, Caesar, super important, do not give your leads to a contractor to bid out that sod. You bid out that sod.
Be the estimator or hire an estimator.
Guys,
separate them.
For that one, you just literally text and win a job. Do not drive or have a contractor do that. You want to win a job the moment that text is hot and comes in. Why? Because we know that 30% of these people are impulsive. They just want the job done.
Yep.
And so we're catering to that. All right. So with that, dude, it is time for us to leap in. Just wanted to give you guys a huge
we got an agenda, lots to do today.
Right now, I want you to keep collecting other people here that are telling me kind of what they're up to. Andrea Barnes says that she's got 5 leads and no jobs yet. Andrea, you need more leads.
More
You
leads,
got too low,
spend a little more
you got
dollars.
too low of a budget. Crank that up just a little bit more. And a couple other real quick here. I got Manuel says, closed a job and
All right.
have 3 more to close tonight. What's up, buddy?
Dude, that's huge,
Um,
man.
um,
Dude, I love the hustlers everywhere. They're all having success,
Tayson
man.
says 8 jobs in the in the pipe. Contractors ready.
Let's close them.
And he's getting them put on the schedule. 3 jobs secured for Micah, 4 in the pipeline.
Dude, that's huge, man.
And then,
I
dude, check
love
this out. TJ won 1 job for $2,100. What's up, dude?
Wow.
Give it up for TJ. Super big.
You know what I love most about this, Chris?
Tell
Is,
me.
you know, we proved it out. We gave it to all these people, and now they're actually implementing it.
Yes.
And it takes a hustler to actually follow through. Most of these people, by the way, didn't know Facebook ads.
I know.
They've never done this before. They've never done sales or outbound texting and talking to people. And now they're having success. For me, as kind of like the author of like making a little blueprint, makes me so happy.
Yep, totally happy. And
So-
you guys, for those of you that were there at the last Thursday bonus training, one of the things that we really talked about was how you grow this in time into a 7-figure business. I just want to drop this reminder right now. You guys, most of you in this group, you've got 3 hustles, and you've got 3 perfect hustles to be starting with. I want you to know that there are more hustles, and so when it's time to expand, and not all hustles are created equally. I think I showed last week that Trent compared, for example, sod to roofing, and roofing makes him 3 times more money with also way less time. And so I want you to know that you've got what you need right now for making money. There's just more opportunities, and all you have to do is reach out to support and just say, hey, listen, I'm making money and I'm ready to open up more of these hustles so that I can figure out how to make the most amount of money. For those of you that are already out there making $1 grand, $2 grand, $3 grand, $5 grand, 10 grand, it's time to come back and expand your hustle base. I think you're going to need probably 25 or 30 really solid hustles if you want to make $1 million a year. But obviously right now it's make your money back, and then next it's replace my job, and then next it's make solid 6 figures. And then after that, listen, when you're content and you're done, you're content and you're done. But some of you that want to keep hustling, our biggest awards and prizes are going to be for those that freaking figure out how to hit that 7-figure mark. So, dude, we got some great training for you guys today. Really excited to jump on that. Please let us know where you guys are at with your jobs. I'm going to have Luke capture those, and at the end of this, we got some more acknowledgments for those of you for our winners out there right now. And then please be watching. By Friday, we should have our leaderboard figured out. Luke's going to be launching that so that you guys can log in, post, keep us updated on money collected and pipeline that you hope to collect on in the future or near future. All right, so
You ready for some training?
dude, it's time for us to go deep. I know you guys
are going to go technical on this one.
Guys, every Monday, we got 2 more of these trainings. The goal is to go deep enough to give you everything that you need, and we're going to get super technical. Today is about automation, and today is about hustling. So it's about smart hustling, which is how do you spend less time making more money? I shared with you guys last week that I always know my dollar per hour, and I'll share this with you. I want to share just one more piece of mindset training that is super practical for you. I made my first year that I worked full-time as an adult while I was in college, I made like $18,600. More money than I had ever made before. But also because I was a full-time student, I felt the stress of that extra 40 hours a week. And even though it was more money than I had ever made in a year, I also was getting behind financially. I was still in debt, and I was going deeper into debt. And so I remember I was just thinking that year, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to double my income. And that year, some of you know the story, that next year, because I set my mind on it and because my income was so low, I'm like, dude, even if I double it, let's say I make 40 grand, I'll still be making $4,000 less than the average American. So in my mind, it was like, I'm an adult, I might still be in college, but there's a commission component to this job. If I double my income, I'll still be less than the average American financially. So you know what, let's go for it. That next year I doubled my income. And I had practiced 365 days of belief that said I can double my income. So guess what happened that next year? I just set the goal, I'm going to double it again. And sure enough, I made $100,000. And then I doubled it again and made $250,000. And then I doubled it again and I made $500,000. And the reality is that we end up producing results based on what we believe. And so that served me until I remembered to double it again and make $1 million in a year.
Was that a big mental?
It was a mental block. I was afraid, and that year I didn't do it. And then next year I didn't do it. And the next year I didn't do it until I realized belief precedes results. So I need to change my beliefs. Make sure you are stepping into beliefs that allow you to expand and make more money and know your number, to get out of your job. For that's important to some of you, not all of you. How much would you need? Like Trent said, hey, Chris, this is my number. This is what I need. What is your number? That is something that you're going to want to know and then understand this mentality. I just opened up a new project. This project is making me, it's projected to make me about $40,000 an hour. Now, from a kid that started off at like $12 an hour, $40,000 is pretty cool. That's not on all my business. That's not all of my projects. That's just one of my projects. It's basically a couple of weeks a year worth of work. And currently, outside of real estate, it is my highest paying opportunity for putting my time out there. I know that because I do the math, and you should too. For sod, you might be saying like, Trent, I'm over $400 an hour. Some of you need another couple weeks before you can calculate that and really know, because you've done work that you really won't even get booked. You haven't even started building your pipeline yet. But in time, you're going to learn that some hustles pay you a lot more than other hustles. But all hustles right now that we're looking at, they're valid, they're good, and they should be bigger than what you're doing at your own job. You're just going to want to unlock more hustles if you want to make more money. So calculate the time value of your money. How much time am I putting in? How much am I making? Divide the two into each other and just learn what your own paid hourly is when you work for yourself. And then you're always looking for expanding your hustles and handing them off once you hacked them, and then picking up another one and expand it and then hand it off. And it's like, oh, every month that hustle makes me $2,000. That hustle makes me $5,000. That hustle makes me $12,000. I handed all three of them off. I've turned up the leads as high as they can go. And now I'm just going to hack my next hustles. And Nick and I promise you, we will never run out of hustles.
Just never,
for you.
We can keep making them.
You're all going to want to ultimately have a goal of getting into our mastermind. You're going to want to come and play at the highest level where you have unlimited access to everything, where we spend our time in our mastermind sharing the best hustles, the best hacks, the best upgrades. So keep on playing, start making money, and then upgrade into better hustles, better opportunities until you're set with the amount of money that you're happy with, whether it's $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month or a bigger number. All right, so guys, technology, automation, how many of you want this to get even easier? We're gonna do some screen share today, and Nick's got some tech pieces that we're gonna talk about. So Nick, let's dive in on this. Let's start first with, dude, I always have to log into my Facebook account to find out if I got a new lead, and you telling me the 3-minute rule in the hustle game is that I gotta freaking text someone within 3 minutes. So what we're going to explore first is, how do you see your leads automatically so you don't have to log in to get them? And then number 2, can you set up an automatic burner phone to literally do your first text for you and ignite the conversation? You're going to want a burner potentially per hustle to send a special message per hustle. Nick, let's break it down.
Okay, let's get technical on this bad boy. So, by the way, I love the automation side of business.
Yes.
Right. And so for me, this is exciting. So we're gonna share our screen, and what we're gonna do is we're going to show a couple of these tools. Okay. So let's jump into this. So first things first. Right now I'm in my Facebook Ads Manager. Okay. And what's great about the Ads Manager is you can tell here I'm on the ads level. So it shows one ad for the ad set that I've selected. And this right here is my Rock retaining wall ad. And when I'm in here, it shows, if I can just zoom on down here, it shows the form that this is running under. Let's see if I can find the form. I have a lot of forms. So whenever you make an ad, it shows the forms that you have here. So you can see here, Rock retaining wall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Zapier account.
Now, by the way, real quick, so where do they go to download Zapier? You go to Zapier.com?
Yep, they just go to Zapier.com.
Zapier.com, make an account. How much does it cost a month?
So there is a premium subscription. I don't know what the cost is. It's not too expensive, but it's worth every penny. There are other ways around it. And you can do some other automations, but let me tell you why they need this tool. This tool is critical because not only are we sending automated emails, we're sending automated texts. We have automated email sequences we'll get to eventually, some advanced training. And then we have connections to CRMs. All of these things will simplify your life. So in my opinion, having a premium account is worth its weight in gold. Okay?
Awesome.
So,
by the way, these tools, guys, sometimes these tools are going to cost a few bucks here and a few bucks there, and they just help you make a lot more money by automating your time.
that's right.
So the purpose of Zapier, it's really designed to, when a lead comes into Facebook, to basically pull it from Facebook and drop it in an email.
Correct.
So that, by the way, you guys get your
Instant
email
notification.
Yeah, right on your phone. You get a notification with an email that says, "You've got a new sod lead. You've got a new rock lead.
Yep.
You've got a new house clean."
This is 1.0, right? That's exactly what we're trying to set up here. So when you're logged into Zapier, you're going to see here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a bunch of folders. Create a folder, however you feel. I got one called Seven-Figure Hustle. And then in the folder, you have all your zaps. I'm going to go ahead and create a new zap.
All right, so guys, once you have your account, you're watching literally how to set up a zap. And a zap means taking a lead type from Facebook and get it dropped in your email.
We just need to pause for just a second. Switch something, so the screen's gonna go black for just a second.
Okay.
Switch back.
We're going to take a water break.
5 seconds.
There was a battery issue, we're just resolving it.
Fixing batteries.
All right, we're back.
All right, so you guys are going to click on Add a Zap.
Okay, yep, we're going to create a new zap. First thing I like to do, I mean, there's a lot. I'm a stickler for naming convention. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call this rock retaining wall email notification.
Guys, top
Because-
left corner, that's what he's naming it.
Yep, and I have literally, I don't know, probably 250 zaps in here. So for me, naming convention is kind of important. First thing I'm going to search for is I'm going to search for Facebook lead ads. You can
Because
see
this
it right
could
here.
this could connect any type. This can API in, or in other words, technologically connect most
thousands of
softwares
tools
to and all we're trying to do is connect Facebook leads.
to a couple other functions.
So you type in face and you get Facebook lead ads premium. Is that the one?
That's the one. That's
Okay,
the
so
one
you
we're gonna
click
start
on
with.
that.
And you're going to notice a couple options here. You're going to see here, Facebook lead ads is the app that we've chosen. And what's the trigger event? When there is a new lead that comes in,
Yep.
it's an if-then statement, right? If this happens, then this,
Yeah,
then,
so
then
in,
do this.
in Facebook leads ads, if a new lead pops up, and then you're like, yes, that's what I
Yes.
want to create a Zap for. So then you select it.
And it's going to have you add your Facebook ads account. Luckily, you can see here, I already have an ads account added here, and I have 78 zaps tied to that one. So I'm going to select that one since I've already done that.
But for you guys, you're going to probably be asked to put in your credentials, and that will automatically upload it into your Zap account.
And the easiest thing to do is if you're already logged into Facebook, all you have to do is click authorize.
Yes.
Easy peasy. Okay. So I'm going to click continue on this. And now it's going to say select your page, right? And let me make sure. I think I know what page this one is. I think it's called Apex Services. Is my page that I created.
Now,
Last week we were talking about
Blue Mountain Oysters,
Yes, the Blue Mountain Oysters page.
right?
So select your Facebook page, and then you're going to select your form. Now remember, in your ads manager, we have all these forms that you've created.
Yep.
Okay.
And so you guys are going to, in time, get more and more of these. You need to make sure you pick the right one so it pulls from the right lead search. So this one is going to be called Rock Retaining Wall $1,500 Voucher. By the way, those are some of Trent's favorite leads and the guys in one of our higher level programs because he's closing 75% of them. They're just, I don't know why they close so easily, but apparently if you're highly responsive in the rock work, people are like, you called me, you texted me, here's my money. That's how unreliable that industry
That's
is.
right. So last but not least, on the final step, it's going to have you test your trigger to make sure
It's working.
Okay?
Facebook to Zap.
So now it's testing.
Now,
And it's found a test lead. Wonderful.
okay, so it actually found one of your leads.
It's got one of the leads. Now, if it's a brand new ad campaign,
Yep.
it's going to pull in dummy data.
Yes.
Meaning, oh, there's no leads yet. That's okay. Facebook's going to provide dummy data. So then I can map it.
And then,
accordingly.
and you just, once it's there, you just say continue.
That's it. Okay. Now here's where it gets important. If a new lead comes through,
Yeah.
then what? I'm going to use this function called, I'm going to type in, and it's called email by Zapier.
Okay, is that what they should be picking?
That's exactly what they should be picking.
Email by Zapier.
I'm going to select
And that means that Zapier is going to send them an email.
Yep. And so it says choose the action. So when the trigger happens, then it's going to send the action of send outbound email.
Okay. And guys, outbound email means Zapier will send out, it will outbound an email to you.
Or someone else that they want. Like if
if
they hire a manager
could
or
it send
something.
the lead to your text? Or could it send it just to your email? Just curious.
You probably could.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you couldn't.
You could get a text notification, or you're like, I get enough of those. I just want it to go to my email.
So in this case, we're going to go, I'm going to type in my email.
And is this your Gmail?
Uh-huh.
So guys, you probably have Outlook Exchange or Gmail, or you have Hotmail or some other kind of account.
So it's drafting an email to me. And then I always like to make the subject line all in caps because this is urgent.
Yes, because by the way, guys, when you get a brand new lead, it's urgent. 3-minute rule, 10-minute rule, 24-hour rule. Remember what they are. 3-minute rule means what? Means that you're going to text them right away. With burner phone, you'll text in a second, which is great because you're basically saying, I'm here, let's go. You're going to call within 10 minutes if they're not texting you. And then within 24 hours, you want to make sure that there have been at least 5, either combination of texts or phone calls that just say, I'm on it. By the way, how on it do you stay? You stay on it until they say, please leave me alone. Otherwise, they're saying, take my money.
It's one or the other.
Yep.
Tammy hasn't come in for text, and she changed the sound of
Tammy
gets the cha-ching
Nick,
text.
dude, it's so annoying hanging out with Nick because he'll actually, when he gets an email from this, his phone constantly cha-chings.
That's annoying.
Except actually, Nick does the cha-ching when actual money goes into his account, not when a lead comes in.
It's annoying.
And
But
every minute, every like 3 minutes, like cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm like, I can't take you anywhere, can I?
We call this the Facebook ATM for a reason. Okay, so check this out.
So you put new rock retaining wall lead, $1,500 voucher.
I know exactly what it is, just from the subject line.
Yes.
Okay, now here's where it gets important. On the body of the email, I'm going to type in a couple of things here. I'm going to type in name, email, and phone number. Sounds familiar? These are the exact fields that we're collecting from the Facebook
So you
lead.
want it to very easily drop that right in there so you can do some copy and paste or whatever.
Correct.
Got it.
Now,
Now, do you have to do it just like that, like name, colon, email, colon, phone, colon?
it doesn't have to be that exactly. That's how I like it. It's a preference thing. Okay. So you'll see here, it says insert data.
Okay.
So where it says name in the name, I'm going to pull in the full name. Just like that.
Boom.
So this is a dynamic field.
Okay, so then on email, you're going to actually click email and then come down and then actually say, boom, email.
Exactly.
And on the last one, phone, you're going to click phone, and now it'll automatically in the email drop those 3 pieces of information.
Dynamically. So whenever the next lead comes in, it will pop in that stuff automatically.
Get me excited.
So those are literally the 2, the subject and the body.
Yes.
All we need to do. You can see here on the right, it says required. Everything else, not required. And I'm going to click continue.
Got it.
Easy peasy.
Skip everything else, guys. Listen, just plug and play. When you guys sign up for this, I asked you 3 qualifying questions, and the first one was, can you follow instructions? That's really all we want you to do right now is just literally pause and do it. Pause and do it, pause and do it, and have it set up.
So now I did send a test to come through in my email. It'll show up in my email, easy peasy.
So that you know it's actually working.
But now I'm just going to click done editing, turn my Zap on. So whenever this form is filled out on
Grab your
Facebook,
phone. Is it doing it right now?
it will send it'll send me an email every single time. Here we go.
Hasn't come in yet?
It's going to come through.
Yeah.
I'll give you an update when it comes through. So now we have a naming convention here in the top left, rock retaining wall email notification.
And are you suggesting that they only use Zapier for, let's say they have their other 2 lead accounts, and you just do it again for the other 2, and then it's like, boom. Do you just use it for that function?
That's what I use it for. Now, take a look at this. You can see here in my folder, 7-figure hustle lead gen. You can see here, this is the one that I just turned on, rock retaining wall email notification. Now, let me show you how easy this is. Let's say you launch the sod.
Yeah.
I'm just going to click copy.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier.
Now you
than
just,
this.
for the next one, you just copy and paste. And
Let's go through it real quick. I'm just
Okay.
going to say, I'm going to change rock retaining wall, and I'm going to change it to sod. I'm going to go into this first part, because remember, when a new lead is triggered, which, by the way, if we can switch back real quick. Boom. Email notification.
One second, we're waiting for it to switch.
Not focusing.
There we go. 1 second. Focus.
Bring down your ISO.
Maybe it doesn't matter, but it came through.
Try it again.
Anyway, just want you guys to see that the email is there, and whether you can see it or not, it basically has the exact lead, phone, name, email,
There we go.
etc. All right, so works really well. Now it's just showing us how to copy and paste and how easy it is to set up additional ones. You don't have to go through the whole setup process again.
So yeah, take a look here. We're back into Zapier and we've selected
Choose your account.
the ad account. It's already pre-selected. Why? Because we copied it. I already have my page selected.
Yeah, but so you might have to change your page if you had a different page.
If you have
But
a
if you
different
don't have a
page.
page, it's the same one.
I'm just gonna swap the form.
Yeah, and this time you want to pick.
Let's do a railing voucher.
Okay, so you had named it sod, thinking that you were going to set up sod.
And so we'll just say,
So Nick's just giving you guys an example. So he'll name it railing. We're always testing, guys.
check this out though. I'm gonna click continue.
Okay.
It pulled up a test lead.
Yep.
Continue. Guess what? The email notification is exactly the same. Outbound email. We got, it's to me. I'm gonna swap the subject.
And just change it to railing. New railing lead. 250 voucher. That way, when it comes in, you know how to text them appropriately for what you're giving them.
Name, email, phone number. It's already dynamic. I'm
Yep.
just literally gonna click continue. Duplicating it. Once you build it once, it's super easy, super friendly. We're gonna send a test. Wonderful. I'm gonna get an email and I'm gonna turn it on.
That's it.
That's Zapier. Now, this is where it gets fun. Do you want to switch gears, but stay within Zapier, but go into Burner?
Yeah, absolutely.
So a Burner. So what we're gonna do is, let me actually pull up.
Now, I want to tell you guys right now, when we're talking about a burner phone, what's happening is your phone, you're waiting now for Zapier to send you an email, or you could send it to your text and literally be like, oh, I got an email, I should text them. But if you are going to be away from your phone for a half hour to an hour at a time, like some people are vigilant with their phone and some people are like, I check it every 2 hours. If that's you, you especially need this tool because remember, the KPIs that we talked about, you need to be, your speed to responsiveness determines like how many deals you actually close. Your speed to bid determines how many deals you close. So if there was a way to pay $5 for a piece of tech to automatically have you connecting and communicating with the lead without you even being present of mind, it automatically puts a preset message saying, hey, thanks so much for responding to my ad. Looks like you want $250 off your X, Y, and Z. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your job or whatever it is going to be. We're going to tell you what to plug and play there.
We'll
Guess
show you
what?
what it looks like.
Then you come to your text and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like technology is already starting to talk to my leads and engage them. And if they haven't responded and it's sent automatically 20 minutes ago, I'm going to call. Why? Because I have a 10-minute rule and I'm 10 minutes behind.
Yep, got to be quick on it. So let's go back to the screen share. You can see here I'm on burnerapp.com, BURNERAPP.com. And I'm not going to sign up here. This is a mobile app. It's good for both Android and iPhone. You can download it in the App Store. And what you'll see is you're going to create a second number. So you probably want a burner phone number for your local market you're targeting. And go ahead, download the app, create a burner account. There's a trial, and even during the trial, we can go ahead and set up our Zaps. Okay, so let's walk through that here real quick. So again, I'm in my folder. I'm gonna go click Create Zap. Now this is gonna look super familiar. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow naming convention. Let's do Brock retaining wall burner notification. Okay. Now I'm going to type in the app, Facebook, lead ads. Looks super familiar, right?
Yep.
We've already done this. We're going to trigger when a new lead is generated. I'm going to select my ad account. We've already done this, guys. This is exactly what we just did. You could theoretically just duplicate your previous one and then make a quick change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Apex Services. This is my Facebook page. And we're gonna pull up the rock retaining wall again, $1,500 voucher. I'm gonna click continue. We're gonna test this. And since we've already done this step, we're done with the first step. Okay? Easy peasy. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go search for when a new lead is triggered, then I'm going to send a burner.
So you're really using Zapier now for sending emails to you and also now connecting to Burner. And that's why Zapier is really important. You're using it for multifunction.
Absolutely. And we'll use it for one other function after this in this training. So I'm pulling up Burner here via Zapier. I'm gonna go to create outbound text. Sounds awesome, right? Now it's going to have you log into your Zapier account. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pull up mine. And what it's gonna have you do is it's gonna have you log in.
Yeah.
Really easy peasy. Just like you did when you added your Facebook Ads Manager account in step 1 here. It's gonna have you log in. Once you log in and authorize once, it's gonna keep that on file.
Yes.
And you can do what I just did, which is add it without having to log in every time.
Yes.
Easy peasy. I'm gonna click continue. Now this is where it gets fun, okay? In this step, we're going to use the dynamic, let's see here. This is the name of my account.
Hobo Entrepreneur.
I'm a hobo entrepreneur. The phone number, this is where it gets interesting. I'm gonna have it send a text to the dynamic phone number field.
And this is where you get to put in the message.
And the message, this is where it gets good. So I'm gonna say something along the lines of, let's see here.
Thanks for reaching out about, and then what do we set in this one up for?
About,
is it new railings? Sawed rocks?
I'm gonna say, hey, this is Nick with Apex Services. I have a $1,500 voucher to get you. Where are you located? Now I want to talk about this real quick.
All you're trying to do is start a conversation.
We're going to start a conversation. You should not make it too complicated.
And
it
guys,
should be as simple as a yes or no type question.
Yes or no.
Or a question they already know the answer to. In the epoxy world, Chris, I say, do you have a 2 or 3 car garage? Everyone knows if they have a 3-car garage, and so they respond with the number 3.
And so it's very simple.
And it literally takes no brain function. The other thing is, where are you located? I know what city I live in, so they're going to respond.
So
and that's the key.
So what you're really trying to do is get them to initiate a conversation, and you're coming across safe. Guys, understand what Nick's talking about here. You guys can use this. Hey, this is Nick with Apex Services or Blue Rocky Mountain Oysters. I've got a $250 voucher to get you on sod. Where are you located?
Yep.
And all you're doing is just trying to start up some basic, safe conversation to get them to connect with you.
Exactly.
Now, by the way, a simple yes or no question then will lead into a dialogue where it's like, hey, if I can get them to respond once, I can likely get them to respond a number of more times. You just got to start safe. Don't say things like, tell me your 3 top deepest secrets. Most embarrassing moment of your life, right? Yeah. Right. What are the last 4 of your social? Right. Like it's just about keeping it really benign and really, really simple with easy responses. Nick's given us some good ones right there.
And guess what? This eliminates your first rule, Chris, your 3-minute rule.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about it anymore.
Now
if they do this one step, they don't have to worry about it, period.
Yeah, now you guys are rocking that out. Now, by the way, there was a really great question here. Jeanette says, you set up on your phone app to notify you when you get emails. The answer is yes. But then the other question is, how do you, what was the other question here about, do you set up more than one burner phone? Okay, here we go. So do you need more than one burner phone per campaign? Because I don't,
So this is a great question. So for me, the answer is no. You need one when you go into a different market. So for example, if I'm in Utah County, I have my 801 zip code or area code for my phone number, and I'm going to use the same burner account, whether it's for sod,
but let me ask you, can you have different messages?
Absolutely.
So you're telling me one burner account, I could have 50 Facebook messages and 50 custom messages auto-respond in here.
So let me show you how to do that.
Zapier's cool, guys.
Okay, so let's go back to the screen here. So we've got our automated message here. I'm just going to click continue. Now, typically when I set up this type of Zap, I will skip the test. I know this works.
Yeah.
I've used it over and over again. The reason I skip this text is there's a person here with a live phone number. If I click test and continue, it will send this text to that person. Now, if it's dummy data, test and continue, that's fine. So I'm going to skip the text because I don't want to text that person right now. And as you can see, in step 1, it's checked green. Step 2, it's checked green.
Yeah.
Green means good, right? Now I'm going to turn this bad boy on. Let me show you what we're going to do. So I have my rock retaining wall. Again, I'm in my same folder. And if I see here, where's my burner? My Facebook to burner, rock retaining wall. I'm going to duplicate this. Remember doing this, Chris?
I love it when you duplicate
I
too.
know. It's just easy. So
Make my life easy, guys. 3 lead sources means 3 Zapier emails, and also means 1 burner phone, just like 1 Zapier account, but 3 different Zaps is what you're setting up to send automatic text messages.
Exactly. So let me show you, just like I did when I duplicated railings, I'm going to make a railing text. Again, I'm going to look at this real quick. I'm going to see, yep, when a new lead is triggered on my Facebook ads account, I'm going to change my form. Now this is using the same phone number but for a different service, and I'm going to type in railing.
And sure enough, there it is, $250 voucher.
Okay, so when
Hey, is that one you're testing, by the way?
That's one that's actually proven that does exceptionally well. They're about $1,000 projects, and it does really well. So whenever a new lead is filled out on that specific form, I'm going to take a look here. It's going to send an outbound text on my burner account from my phone number dynamically to their phone number when that field is filled out.
You just need to change the message.
No, I just need to change the message. Guess what?
It's a $250 voucher. So really quick, you just say I have a $250 voucher. Where are you located? You could ask the same thing.
Same question.
Or you could change it and just say, how many steps in your railing? Or like,
exactly.
Like how many steps do you have?
Yeah. Or check this out.
But you wouldn't say, tell me about your project. Guys, that's not safe. That's too open-ended. You're asking them to engage in many words. You want a yes or no or a simple response like, I have 14 steps. 14.
One that I actually, when I tested this out, and by the way,
can you send me a photo of your project? This is great. A great.
Can you quote people based on
an image?
An image.
100%.
I can see there's 12 balusters, and it's I can quote by rung basically. And how hard would that be?
It's not very hard. Simple.
Now, can I just
stupid?
Can I just reiterate?
I use the word stupid when something is so simple that it's like, hey, listen, if you pass 5th grade, you're gonna crush this business. I kid you not. I'm actually looking at doing this with my daughter right now. I'm like,
that's awesome.
My 14-year-old daughter. I'm like, you know what? Lisa would crush this if I give her a hustle that is literally just texting and lining things up. Dude, she's mature enough to figure that out.
Absolutely.
Like my goal for my kids, by the way, is I'm going to have my kids, kid you not, making more money than their college professors by the time they get out of high school. That's not to be better than, that's just to say that I want you self-sufficient, right? What parent doesn't want that for their kids? And it starts with you. So we got many of you that are like literally racing right now in your self-sufficiency, and like we're pumped about that.
Let me throw in a quick tidbit here. Again, with all of these different hustles, we spent thousands of dollars proving out which image, which text, which voucher works.
Yes.
And this is why it's important. Either they can spend the money themselves and figure something out, or we can just get to it and just give them the blueprint. Again, we've proven that. We have the exact text messages. We're going to talk about house cleaning here in a second.
Yeah.
But I want to just talk about 2 other pieces of technology.
So we're going to pause for a second. So guys, let me just kind of give you a map and let you know where we're at. Nick's right. We're going to go deep on, last week we said, let's go deep on sod. Guess what we're doing this week? We're going deep on house cleaning. What should you text? What should you say? What is the contract? How do you seriously start making 8 figures with having a side house cleaning business? Guess what we're going to do probably next week? We're going to talk about tax. The point is that we're going to get you guys through your most elementary hustles. We're going to show you how to do that. But Nick's got 2 more cool things. So far you've got Zapier that will automate emails and automate text with the second piece of tech, which is your burner phone. Now we're going to talk about Pipedrive.
So I love this software. It's so easy. It's drag and drop.
But let's talk about even what Pipedrive even is, guys.
Yeah, let's talk about
it. It is a stupid, simple CRM. It is a client management system. When you start getting leads in, you have to have a way to save and categorize and organize your leads. There's a couple of reasons why. Like, imagine for a moment that you got a whole bunch of sod leads, that were all organized. And let's say that you got like 300 of them. Did you know that with one fell swoop, a CRM will allow you 30 days from now to send out an automatic email that says, hey, it's been 30 days. Did you ever get your SOD worked out? And as long as it's up to date and you know which jobs you did or didn't win, it will literally start emailing or even texting all of those people, which automates winning more business. Or for example, let's say that you spent 9 months focusing on SOD leads and all of a sudden you hacked springtime aeration, or that you decided to open a lawn care system. Well, you know that they have a lawn. Like you could literally send an email out to 3,000 people and say, hey, what's up? We spoke last year about sod, excited for your brand new yard. Question, do you have it aerated? Do you have it fertilized? Do you have your pest control taken care of? Right now, I'm doing 30 days of free services. Let me know if you're interested. And out of 3,000 leads, guess what happens? You have a 5% response rate and you have, what's 5%? 75 people that come back and say, pick me, pick me, pick me. Guys, it's 75 leads you don't have to pay for. And if 20 of those engage in service, you could literally do a launch and say, whoa, I just did $3,000 or $30,000 worth of booked work because I kept and managed all of my leads. By the way, if you had a CRM that's going to suggest Pipe Drive, it's really stupidly simple to use and operate, but it means that you could say, hey, when a lead comes in, I'm going to write 4 automatic emails, and I want the first one to go out the moment I get a lead. So they get an auto text through Burner, and now they get an automatic email saying, this is me, Nick Crone, Apex Services. I have a voucher for you. Would love to get it to you. By the way, just connect with me, blah, blah, blah. Some people are email people. Some people are text people. Some people are phone call people. You want to be using all of those. Go ahead. What do you got, Luke?
Oh, well, let me bring up an interesting point here. If you have 100 leads,
yeah,
how many are going to slip through cracks?
Tons.
You always do, and why? Because you're not on top of it. You're probably scrolling through Burner, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to. Here's the common problem. I'm going to respond to the ones that are talking back to me.
Instead
what about the ones that are not
I'm
talking?
supposed to freaking call the people that aren't responding to me.
Did they give me a yes or a no?
Or
well, if they don't respond, they just go further and further down.
Or
that's
guys,
the problem.
Let's talk about pipeline, not pipe drive, pipeline.
Yeah.
Do you realize that some people are texting SOD, but they literally already know that they're just trying to get some basic info, and they're not going to book a job for a month.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a month goes by, and you get an automatic email, a follow-up, and guess what? They're like, oh, perfect timing. This is what I wanted to do.
Well, this is the truest case. People, they're maybe not ready to book right now, but they're ready to book in 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 weeks.
Yep.
And you have to keep track of all of them. Otherwise, they slip through the cracks. So let's show them Pipe Drive. I actually just pulled it up here while we're talking. So we're going to take a look at this here real quick. This is what it looks like, okay? And I use Zapier to put the leads directly into Pipe Drive.
So Zapier now is sending automatic emails saying, you just got a lead.
Yep.
Your automatic text to Burner saying, now you've been texted, and it's going to automatically fill your CRM saying, I'm capturing all of your leads, not in Facebook, actually in a functional, simple software. What does Pipe Drive cost a month?
I think it's $9 a month, $10 a month.
Guys,
it's pretty affordable, and all of these tools in my mind are worth every dollar. Why? Because one job will pay for them all for the full year.
Yes.
One job. That's it. So take a look at this. So we've broken down this pipeline here, and we move from left to right. Okay, you get it? Left to right.
So you have the first text.
First text comes in here,
and that's David Woods, for example.
That's a lead that came in that needs following up,
and he got an automatic text.
Correct.
Got it.
Now we move into this follow-up field. Okay, these are people we've had conversations with. And notice something interesting here. The total deal volume in the follow-up field, $10,398. That's pretty sexy.
So
now
that's money that you've made already just by the follow-up phase.
Yeah. Now let's say,
guys, this is right now. Put your watching thinking caps on. You're gonna want to understand exactly what we're talking about, because these are the hacks to what we call optimization, guys. Optimization is where you will make your money in business. It's not R&D. It's not finding new stuff. It's doing stuff that's working better. That's what optimize means. So it's like, wait, Burner allows me to connect faster with them. Zapier to my email lets me find the leads sooner instead of looking it up on Facebook. Pipe Drive helps me understand that my lead will go through different phases, and I have different money to make collectively on different phases. And if you're only looking at phase 1 and 2 and you're like, well, I don't track anything after that, I just buy more leads, then you're stepping over crazy amounts of money, because you should be working the lead more, because you'll get, the more you work the lead, the more money you'll pull out of the leads that you bought.
I would argue that probably 70% of the revenue comes with time.
Yes,
right?
pipeline guys.
Yeah,
Pipeline
so
is
pipeline,
where
you gotta
you
stay
might
on top of
make
these guys.
2/3 of your money.
So take a look at this. This contact right here, Sam Newell, I would simply drag him over. When I'm having my conversation, I simply drag him over into the pricing. Now I've given him pricing, and now he's in this field. I have 42,000, nearly $43,000 worth of jobs. I've quoted out. Now I'm going to win all of those. No, I'm not going to win those. However, these people here, these people who are really close, there's almost 6 figures there, Chris.
Ready to close.
And honestly, if we just have a couple more, we're close to that. And then we move them over to the scheduled, and then we move them into the invoicing. The funnel goes big to small.
Yeah, now guys, I want you to understand what we're talking about. How many of you have already gotten, let's just call it 60 leads, and you're like, well, I'm actively talking to like the 6 that I think are the most likely to buy. I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm buying these leads. I'm talking to the 6 that are most likely, and I'm done, right? And Nick's saying that is 1/3 of the money. The other 2/3 is in the follow-up. And by the way, Nick, can follow-up be automated?
Absolutely.
So I want you guys to understand, follow-up doesn't mean, oh man, like every day I got to pull out my phone and like dial through all of these things again. It's like, no. Remember, we're trying to get you to be an intelligent investor, a smart investor, with the goal of becoming an owner and not an operator. Technology will make half that possible. You build out good systems, you hand them off to other people to run once you've learned and figure out everything that you need to, right?
Absolutely.
So
we got a good question over here. Let's hit this.
Ben was wondering, the price you had in Pipe Drive, is that the amount you're gonna make, or is that the amount of jobs?
That's the total job. This is the job, yeah, the gross amount. So the money that we're going to collect in Pipe Drive is $150,000.
go to Pipe. I just want to show, I want to go just one step deeper for just a second, okay? So Nick, let's just talk first text. If I click on David Woods, will it give me information? I click on it and it basically says, here's what we know about David. I have his contact information. So walk me through what I'm looking at here.
So we right now we have location here on the left.
He's in Draper.
We have his name and email
Yeah.
and phone number.
Got it.
And then at this point,
and you need to just, guys, it's super important just to track all of their contact information. So that's really all we got. And then you might drop a note in here. Did a phone call on 5/18.
okay, now I can obviously save that. I can set reminders. Hey, he said, hey, I wanted to call me back tomorrow. So all of these things can be.
So you're calendaring,
Absolutely.
Everything can be done right here.
Correct. So pretty fantastic software, worth every.
Now tell me
penny.
how you use it. What about follow-up? What happens? So
all I do is I just drag them over to the next field.
Okay.
As I'm having,
but I just want you to show me how it works with David. Like for example, when do you move David to follow-up?
As soon as we have the conversation. So when the burner text goes out and we start asking him a couple questions, at what point, if I've given him a quote, I'm going to put him into the pricing follow-up. I'm going to follow up him after pricing.
Okay, so you move him into follow-up if it's like we have an appointment to talk again next week.
Correct. So this is managing the deals.
By
The
the way-
work is happening on burner.
But why under follow-up do you actually? Why under follow-up do you actually have money? Like, is that because you talked and already discussed certain price points?
Correct. So like all these ready to close ones, these are actual jobs.
Yes.
This is a $20,000 job here.
Got it.
Do you think I want to follow up with Paul Light?
Yes. 100%. Because out of the entire list, he represents 1/5 of all the money.
Correct.
So it's
So
like
all of these jobs here, we
you
have
got
just
a big
different
one
price
with
jobs
Morgan,
here.
$5,500.
And so what's important is to know I have a huge deal volume.
Yes.
And the more leads I generate, the more I'm working.
So I just want to be clear. Scroll to the top. So I call Bernie. He automatically goes there because he just came in as a contact.
Correct.
Then Bernie's like, hey, call me on Tuesday. So I move him into follow-up and I'm like, I trigger
Set a reminder.
I'm going to talk on Tuesday. By the way, we talked about he's got $1,000 job. So I might just put $1,000.
I'll add some notes.
Then when we do our pricing follow-up, I've given him a bid and I update that to like from 1,000 to actually his job was actually 1,750. So I put that in there because I want my pipe drive to tell me how much money could I make. Then he calls me back. He's like, you know what? I accept your bid. Can you come out and do it in 2 weeks?
Move them to schedule.
Then you could have moved him ready to close because he's a follow-up, but he actually went so far as to say, book me.
They can skip steps. The
And so
conversation
then
can
you move
happen
to
fast.
scheduling, and once it's scheduled and done, then you move to invoicing so that you get paid.
Absolutely.
And did you get to set up these fields?
Absolutely. So these are all customizable.
So guys, literally, you can put as many steps as you want in the accordion, but Nick is giving you the ones that are his key indicators, and Nick wants to know how much money do these people represent? Hey, here's a job. It's a $19,000 job, and because of the picture he sent me. I might know that at follow-up based on an image. Then I actually get him the bid. It ended up being $21,000. He called me and said, I'll make a decision on Wednesday. Then on Wednesday, we have my ready to close conversation. Then he's like, I'm doing this with you, but can we do it in 3 weeks? Then you're like, well, let me check. Here's when I can schedule it. I move it to scheduled. Then we're actually doing the job. I give him the invoice. Boom.
Easy peasy.
$21,000 comes in my bank account. Pay my subs, pay my people, make pile of money.
We got a question over here again.
Are you connecting your burner phone number to this pipe drive that you call them? Are you doing that?
I'm not doing that. So can I call people via pipe drive through burner? And I'm not doing that. Usually right now I'm just managing where do the deals fall.
So Zapier is literally going to connect your email so you can see the lead. It will connect to burner so that they automatically start a text. And Zapier connects to pipe drive and basically says, drop that lead into pipe drive, my lead manager.
You manage it.
And now pipe drive is your future system that you're going to use for managing your leads.
So let's talk about invoicing. Now, there's lots of different software and tools that you can use for invoicing.
Because guys, this is the fourth and final tech that we're talking about today. Some of you have been asking, all right, this is great, guys. You're automating my leads coming to me. You're automatically putting them in a CRM. You're automating even the first text. This is definitely going to make, guys, by the way, if you're loving this, if this is going to make your life easier, will you please drop a comment and let us know so that we can actually see what this is doing for you. But finally, the fourth thing that many of you are asking is like, guys, how do I, once I invoice, how do I actually get paid? Yeah. And so we're going to talk about invoicing. We're going to talk about getting paid with a very simple tool.
There's a lot of different tools that you can use. Of course, you can use like Cash App or Venmo or stuff like that, which is totally fine. However, one of the great tools that I love is Square. It's fantastic.
But why do you prefer Square over some of the other ways of collecting?
I like Square because some people want to pay with a credit card. Venmo doesn't always support those type of things. And so it's really, well, so it does two functions, right? Well, the first function is it's really fast, it's free, no setup at all. The second thing is when I'm in my pipe drive stage and I'm sending people invoices, I'm going to send them an invoice via Square with a due date. Now the job with epoxy, there's 2 days of the job. I'm not going to invoice them at the start. I'm going to invoice at the end. But if I'm the scheduler, I'm going to invoice them today for next Tuesday.
Yes.
And Square is going to do an amazing job of following up many times.
Did you pay it? Did you pay it? Did you pay it?
I don't have to think about that. For me, that's worth the 3.5% processing fee.
Yes.
I don't have to think about it, and I always get paid.
So by the way, Square, for every $100 it charges, it's going to keep $3.50. But it's got its own automation. For example, you can connect it to pipe drive. And then when you send out an invoice, they're going to automatically say, you haven't paid it yet. You haven't paid it yet. You haven't paid it yet until it's paid. And then it'll say, thank you for paying.
Non-stop reminders.
Yes.
It just makes it really easy. And for me, in the sales process, I'll say to them, I'm going to send you the invoice now. It's going to be due on this date. Just wanted to let you know so you're aware. I set the precedence, the expectation, and then Square does the rest.
Yes. Awesome.
So I love all of these softwares. They make the process so much easier. No one slips through the cracks. I've automated the 3-minute rule. And now all I got to do is carry on conversations.
Now, guys, in a moment, we are going to talk about how we're going to help you hack the house cleaning space. But first, Nick, can you just show us how you connect Square with Pipeline? Do you guys see how everything is connecting?
This one's manual.
Got it.
I believe. So what I'm going to do is when I have a person, I'm going to go into their deal and I'm going to say, hey, Tony, I'm going to send you an invoice right now, and then I'll just invoice them.
And then you'll move him into invoicing so that
Correct.
you know I did it and I don't have, guys, Please
I'll keep the notes
do
too.
not, please watch me on this one. Please, 100% please, do not manage your business in your mind unless you
It's
are
the worst.
unless you can perfectly manage everything. Because some of you are like, dude, I'm winning jobs left and right. I'm making money, but I don't understand paperwork and paper trails, and I'm not tracking anything. And I forgot this, and I didn't invoice that, and like it will turn into your nightmare. We're showing you stupid, simple tools to manage it, but it is up to you to understand and develop this pattern, like SOP. I taught you that last Thursday. Standard operating procedure. You want to know your SOPs because in 90 days you want to hand this hacked. You want to take this hacked hustle. You want to hand it off to someone else, and you want to tell them this is exactly the process. And guys, I'm talking about process mastery. So I'm just going to real quick. I want to give you a recap before we transition, and here's what it really looks like. It's like, all right, I've just set up my Facebook leads. I see they're coming in. I'm now using Zapier to send automatic emails to my phone because I know that I want to be notified through email when a lead comes in. I also want to keep Chris in the next 3-minute rule, so I set up a burner phone, and now that's automatically happening. Now this is great. Those are auto, but now you need a further SOP. I need to put those into Pipedrive. Why? Because this is super important. The moment the lead comes in, if you have a text back and forth, let's say over 30 minutes, and it ends with, let's talk tomorrow at noon, you better develop the discipline in your SOP to go into Pipedrive and move it from an active contact into follow-up and set the date and time, whether you use Pipeline or whether you're using phone, you have to set it. If you do not move the lead through the process and you don't and this is what I'm basically telling you, create the rule to move the lead.
Adopt the technology.
If you don't do that, if you don't create that habit, you will get lost within 48 hours. You will be so upside down lost. And you will be one of those failed entrepreneurs, by the way, that can be making tons of money. You can still make 50, 100 grand a year, but you're not going to make $250,000. You're not going to make $1 million because you're not organized.
Well, and this is the difference between managing 100 leads at a time and 1,000 leads at a time.
By the way, guess what happens when you hack a lead and you hire 3 people that you're going to hand it off to? It's like 300 for you, 300 for you, 300 for you. And at any moment, you want to be able to say, hey, I wonder how my team's doing today. You hop into Pipedrive and you're like, whoa, well, it looks like we just did 19 bids yesterday and we went from 150,000 to 280,000. Let's bump up the leads because things are now being managed. So by the way, if you're watching this today and thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, guys, now I'm overwhelmed. That seems like a lot to track. Step 1, breathe. Step 2, we freaking just gave you the tech to make it easy. By the way, if you're overwhelmed and you can't do what we're saying, go find a partner. Split the money and find a partner. If you can't do it right, then don't do it. Like, we're asking you to follow instructions. So by the way, step 3, adopt a belief system that makes this easy. So I want you to literally pen and paper, write this down right now. This is easy. I'm an expert at tracking my business. Like literally watch this and write this down. It's fun for me to keep my Pipedrive 100% accurate. I love moving my leads through the process. It's fun leveraging technology like Burner Phone and Zapier and automating things. By the way, one of the things you're going to do with Pipedrive is you're going to automatically say, the moment they become a lead, I automatically send them an email. Hi, this is so-and-so, I'm trying to reach you. Here's my phone. You can also text me, 48 hours later, here's another automatic email.
Yep.
In the first week, you want to probably send at least 3 emails. In the first month, you probably want to send 8. They can opt out and unsubscribe at any point, but you can automate that in these systems. But just make sure you're cultivating right now. For some of you, the big takeaway right now is a belief system that says, I got this. This is easy. This is simple. This is fun. I can do this. If you're overwhelmed, you just need beliefs like that so you can breathe, take a chill pill, and then just do it. And then just do it. And then whatever you do, just do it, right? Guys, that's just part of what hustle really means. All right, cool.
So we're going to take a question and then let's jump into house cleaning.
By the way, invoicing with Square, is that just as simple as clicking a button?
You just click create invoice, email address.
Fill it out, done. It sends to them,
Not hard.
guys. So those are your 4 pieces of tech for today. Luke.
Okay, so Angie just wants a little clarification.
What's up, Angie?
Now, how does collecting payments work if you work with a contractor? They're going to be, you're just taking 50%.
Okay, good question, guys. Listen, Angie, If you are like Trent, for example, and you've got your roofing lead set up and you're just sending leads to the roofer, then you want to have regular meetings and asking questions like, what happened with this lead? Now, in his case, the roofers, every time an estimate goes out, he gets carbon copied on it. So Trent sees everything happening. And then he has weekly meetings. What's up with this job? What's up with this job? So in other words, be responsible and track. So you should have a weekly meeting with your contractor and see what leads have gone through, what is closed, how much are you getting paid, when are you getting paid, and make sure that it's 100% being honored. If there's a problem, you speak up, you correct it. If they're not doing a good job, you switch contractors. So you don't have to invoice when it comes to that.
Yep.
If it's something like sod or house cleaning or whatever, then because you're the one finding the 1099, doing the fulfillment, if you're in charge of fulfillment, then you're invoicing. If you're handing off fulfillment, they're in charge of invoicing.
Great question.
Good job.
Okay, so Chris, I have actually a little sneak peek here. I'm excited about. So I worked on something here for you guys. I love making additions to our proven blueprints.
Guys,
Let's go over that.
every week we are updating our hustle. So I want to we're just shifting gears right now, and I want to kind of let you know where we're at. We are nearing the end of today's training, but we're about to drop some killer gold nuggets on you. And then hopefully, Luke, we're finding some other people with one jobs that we want to celebrate. If we missed any of you, because you deserve to be acknowledged. It's only been a week and you're already winning and you're tearing it up. Today, we've really spent a lot of time going over automation. How do you use simple, ultra cheap, very effective tools in business that allow you to freaking look like there's 10 of you cloned doing all of this work when really you're just leveraging simple technology. By the way, these tools are easier than setting up your Facebook account. So if you've been able to do that, then everything else is like a freaking home run at this point. So now what we want to do, Nick's absolutely right. You've got your hustles. Remember, we don't even have time right now to jump into your free hustles. We just know that if we teach you how to rock out your paid hustles, that everything else only gets easier from here. What we want to do is, last week we spent a lot of our time talking about sod and how to set that up. Today, we're going to go right into how do you rock out house cleaning. And I just got to say, Nick, here's what's so cool about house cleaning. It's stupid and it's simple. I pay so-and-so $12 to $15 an hour to clean. I invoice $28 to $40 an hour for cleaning services. I have a 50% margin, right? Like, it's there's tiny details like who buys the cleaning supplies. Hustle.
Figure it out.
Just
figure it out.
It's not
hard.
Like don't wait for an expert on everything. Like, some things it's just go. This one is a very easy one, but some of you have been waiting like, hey, I'll turn those leads on a little bit more when I know, like, what should I be texting people? Like, how do I have a conversation? Do I have a contract? And some of you have already gotten that rolling. Guys, what I love about this hustle is that it is residual. If I win a job that pays me $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 a month, then the year-long value of that contract is in the thousands of dollars, and the lifetime contract could be in the tens of thousands. Meanwhile, it's every month earning a little bit of money. And if I'm doing that in 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 different places, that's the kind of business that someone else, literally, I've got a friend who makes $1 million a year with a house cleaning business. I've got another buddy of mine that owns professional franchises with Molly Maids, and they make $600,000 a year. Guys, this is a stupid, simple space with really inexpensive leads where you can hack the space and rock it out. And by the way, I just want to say you're entitled to change the voucher and the offer. It doesn't have to be a month of free cleaning. It could be, 4 hours,
6 hours,
3 hours
free,
of free cleaning,
sure.
2 weeks of free, like one of those is going to like you change the offer and it's like, whoa, that doubled the cost of the lead. You try another one, it's like, whoa, the lead just got cut in half. People love the idea. For them, 3 hours of free cleaning is way more sexy than a month. Yeah. Personally, I actually don't like the month free, but we know that it's responsive.
We know that it's a cheap lead.
So that you can test different things, okay?
So let's go over some new additions here. You're gonna like the script, Chris.
Now, guys, we are going right now, Nick, on a screen into the document that you have all access to. It's been updated today. There's a reason why it's a Google Doc just for your eyes only. This is 7-Figure Hustle Pro. This is your paid hustle number 1, house cleaning. And Nick, let's do this. Can we go ahead and go from 100%, make that 150 or 125%. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And let's go through the house cleaning. Now, this stuff you've already seen before, right? As a reminder, basically there are people that get to a point where their lives are too busy and crazy to clean their own houses, or they have a million kids, or they're busy working, or they make more money as a doctor, or whatever. And you know what? You can bill $30 to $45 an hour. In some places in the country, even more than that. but let's just even say it's $30 an hour. You can find people that would love to have a job earning $10 to $15 an hour. And let's just say it's 12 bucks an hour. Maybe where you live, it's 18 bucks an hour. Whatever you're going to pay someone to clean, please charge double that. And you should work backwards. Whatever you're going to charge in your area, then make sure that you're paying someone half of that. And that means that if you're charging 30 bucks an hour, but paying someone $12 an hour, you got a 60% margin. After you take out maybe cleaning supplies, if you're supplying that, because you don't have to. By the way, people just, don't have to haul around a vacuum. You don't have to invest in that kind of stuff. When I have my house cleaners come, they use the vacuum in my house.
Yep.
Right? They usually use my cleaning supplies. They're providing labor. They're not providing anything else. It's your philosophy. We're not going to tell you how to do every little detail here. It's up to you to figure out what you want. But then you pay for a little bit of leads and selling. And really, you should be at least at a 50% margin on this one. Now, what we're doing today is saying, let's actually give you a script on how you crush this hustle.
So we just added right underneath the actual campaign results section.
First of all, $4.59 a lead.
If you can't build a business on a $5 lead, then there's a problem.
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a look at this. So what I love about this hustle is you build trust immediately via phone call. Okay. So the text conversation that I would pop into Burner is exactly this text right here. It says, "Hey, James, this is Nick Crone with Apex Services. I wanted to get you a free month of house cleaning, a voucher. Where are you located?"
Now pause real quick. In their first name, if I'm custom texting, I can drop in their name.
You can do that on Burner.
So Burner Phone, you can actually insert their name.
Absolutely, dynamically.
Hey guys, later in the next week, I'll have Nick go live
We'll do an advanced training
and show you something more advanced. Burner can automatically pull their first name and actually say that in the auto text. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to tell you from marketing perspective, I've got people that pay 6 figures to be in a private marketing mastermind with me. And anytime you can use a person's first name, you're going to have way better results than if you treat them like a brick. Big, ugly red brick. They're human.
Yep. So where are you located? We've already had this conversation. We started the conversation. Wonderful. Any chance you can hop on the phone so we can talk about getting scheduled? Are you free in the next 10 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
And I might even alter that and just say to schedule your free insert voucher, whatever you're giving them for free. As a reminder, I'm here to give you something for free.
Yep.
And by the way, Nick is sharing with you a way of doing this. Some of you are going to keep going with text. And by the way, I want you to have options because we're not in charge of your business. You are. That's what will empower you.
Yep.
So even while Nick's going through this, you could actually, I might text 3 more times and say, how many hours of cleaning do you think you might need a week? Is your house ready for cleaning now, or is this for down the road, right?
That's a great question.
I could ask a couple of questions. The more they text with me, the easier it is to get them on the phone when I say, dude, you know what? Let's talk. So there's a couple of questions. Is your house ready for cleaning now? I wouldn't say for later. I would just say, is it ready for cleaning now? Instead of the idea of it down the road. How many hours of cleaning do you think you want a week or a month, right? Those are just a couple of questions that you can ask. Now,
so let's do this phone conversation.
Yeah.
So ideally, Chris, we're gonna be pitching them an annual contract.
Yes.
Okay. Can you do that via text? Probably. Should you do that via text? I would suggest probably not. You'll have the highest closing ratio if you can either show up in person or if you can do a phone consultation. Okay. So let's read through this conversation here. Chris, I'll let you take a stab at that.
I just want to say, by the way, it's so easy in our world today. Say, hey, do you mind if we for that phone call, if we actually, after you've been talking for a couple minutes and you're feeling more comfortable, say, hey, can we actually FaceTime each other and you can maybe just walk me through your house a little bit?
Absolutely.
How many square feet is your house? Do you have 1 or 2 kitchens? How many bathrooms do you have? Those are the kind of things that you would want to know if someone was going to come in and clean. But frankly, it really just comes down to how many hours you need.
Modern technology.
And by the way, I just want to make sure you drop this in the conversation. Always just let them know. I have the most amazing staff of incredible cleaners. They will clean faster and better than you. And then all you have to do is make sure that when you hire people, it's like, hey, I'm hiring you based on your ability to be a hustle cleaner. If you're lazy in my houses that we're cleaning, you're fired. I want to know that you can hustle and get through that house so I can get you on to the next job. You got a question? All right. So, hey there, is this Nick?
Yes.
Hey, Nick, this is Chris with Apex. How you doing?
Well,
Apex Cleaning. Is now a good time to chat for a few minutes?
absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful. Listen, I want to tell you really quick about my cleaning business and then get you a free month of cleaning or whatever the offer is. First off, we've been in, I've been in business. By the way, if I'm brand new, I probably wouldn't say I've been in business for X number of years.
However, so this is an interesting piece. So so Chris is reading this for the first time. I intentionally put this in here because as an entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years.
So I've been in business for the last 10 years. So if you're an entrepreneur, I've been in business for 10 years.
This is social proof. And I do think this is a critical piece. People don't want to be hiring a nobody, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, let's say I've hired 4 people to do the work. Well, between these 4 people, you're going to see here, read this next line.
We have 4 employees who are collectively cleaning 12 houses. We'd love to do an amazing job for you and your sweet home.
So that whole paragraph, Chris, you can say, okay, I've hired 4 people. Between them, they've been cleaning for 5 years each. We've been collectively in business for 20 years. 20 years of experience.
So by the way, if you hire someone that's like, oh yeah, I've been a house cleaner for 10 years and I've cleaned,
I've cleaned 1,000 homes.
It's just like, great.
Social proof, instant social proof.
Yes.
We get a lot of people asking. So I put this in there as a template. If you feel like you want to use it, use it.
The bottom line is have something to say, right? Even if you've never done anything before and you know that you're getting some jobs and hiring someone, then you can find out what they've done and then you can actually talk about that. So we've got a lot of people asking us why we're giving away a free month of cleaning. We're actively trying to grow our company. We figured that if we do a great job for our customers and help them save on time, you'll continue to work with us. The best way to win your business is to earn it. First off, what is the top of your list of things that you need clean that you can't stand to do yourself or you just need help with? Most people, they say need bathrooms clean, haha. So
you're connecting with people, emotional connection.
Yeah, so we keep things pretty simple. We come to your home, bring our own green products that are safe for your family, and
we get right to work.
Sometimes people have us come weekly, but most of the time we come every 2 weeks or once a month to do a solid deep clean. What kind of frequency are you thinking about? How many hours, how big's your house? How many bedrooms?
All the questions.
How many bathrooms?
By the way,
why is this important to you? Is there a time of day that would be good for us to come and clean?
This is the hard part of the conversation that would be challenging via text.
Yes.
Because now we've had 20 text exchanges.
Yes.
Now we're going into, let's just have a quick conversation. Some things are easier via phone.
And if they are comfortable having a conversation with you on the phone, guess what they're going to say? Can it really hurt me to have your team come out and clean my home? And I think this is what is important to them. I will tell you that people care very much, by the way, about time of day when you can come cleaning and frequency. You could ask them, is it important for you if we use, green products and
chemical products
and safe chemical products?
Sure.
They're going to want to feel an air of trust when you come in so that things don't get, stolen or walk away. Some people are more nervous about them than others. So you want to keep that in the back of your head.
The whole conversation is about building trust and getting building an emotional connection and then getting a few pieces of information.
And guys, we're also invoking the law of reciprocity that works almost all the time. Is it possible for you to do 3 hours of cleaning for free and never get paid? It is. But you know what? Most human beings have this strange thing called a conscience. And when someone comes into the home and cleans their toilets and then they don't give you further work, they would feel wretched inside as human beings. Most people are not wretched. Most people are good people, right? So the law of reciprocity is really going to work in your favor. I'm going to tell you right now, I totally think that you should be testing a free month because that will definitely give you a 1-year contract.
Well, let's go into this next part.
And I will
like this.
But I also think that I just want to say for the record, I think it is worth trying, altering the ad and just saying, free house clean. And you don't have to define what that means. It's more, I would have a conversation and say,
what's important to you?
What's important to you? And they're like, well, you know what? We probably have, 3 hours of training every 2 weeks. Great, can we come in and do 3 hours for free? And it's like a free house clean. It's designed based on your conversation. And when they tell you their pain points and you go and clean those pain points, they're going to say, come and do that every week or every 2 weeks or every month. We're in. And do you even need a 1-year contract? Some of you are going to lose deals if you go for that. Some of you, that's going to be your winning point. Guys, this is a hack and test. This is just learning how to do it. I'm going to tell you right now that when people are happy with house cleaning, as long as their personal economy doesn't change, they're never going to let go of you. That's my experience with hiring house cleaners and, having had them myself now for years, is that if you find something that works, we're creatures of habit. Unless hubby doesn't lose his job or honey doesn't lose her job, or doesn't get downsized, you're going to probably just kind of keep on doing that. So, but here we go. This version is, so we've got a simple house cleaning arrangement that we operate on. In order for us to give you a month of free of X hours, we've got a contract for 12 months, which includes the first 3 months. We send this out to you and you truly don't have to pay anything down. On month 2, we'll simply invoice you if you stick with our cleaning schedule. How does that sound to you? Any other questions come to mind for you? This is really good. Are you trying to keep it as a simple black and white as possible so that we can get in and do what we all do best? Would you like me to send you the arrangement so you can review it? What is the best email? Boom. And so that's one approach. And I'm just telling you so that you can see everything in between. My approach would really probably be more of, hey, I'd like to come and clean your house for free and see what you think. And then I would clean the whole house, which probably is going to be less than a whole month. I would test that.
Sure.
And if they, and after that very first time, it's like, hey, at the end of the cleaning, I'd say, hey, can we walk around and actually see what you think? And then show them, see how we got the edges here, see how we got around the back of the toilet. One of my secrets for going deep clean, see how we actually started hitting some of the grout. Over this next year, we're going to clean that up. See this, see what we did in the garage. I would go my extra mile on a house clean, and the person should say, I want to kiss you. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
Now I'll sign a contract.
Yeah, and by the way, I might not even need a contract. It's just literally, can we come back every 2 weeks? And you could also get a contract that locks you in more. So those are just different ideas and things to test with. But guys, as often as possible, we are updating this document based on how we see you winning, how we're winning, and then Nick even popped in a simple cut and paste contract.
Now, I did include a new section here that's something along the lines, if you wanted to pursue a contract, you could say something along the lines, hey, if you cancel early, you're just going to pay for that first month.
Yeah.
Right. But I actually don't dislike your approach, which is just get in, do a good job, and earn the business.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you do that, you'll probably keep the business.
But let's talk about what Nick's doing here with this contract. Now, by the way, I'm gonna drop a crazy awesome gold nugget on you right now that some of you will hopefully go nuts over. Did you know that if you build up your house cleaning and every week add houses, did you know that maybe in 3 years you'll be cleaning like 250 houses? Did you know that you'll have predictable revenue at 50% margins? Let's fast forward into the future. I'm going to pull up my calculator and I want to talk to you about selling a business and getting a really big check on just one hustle. I'm going to open up my calculator here and I'm just going to assume for a moment that I'm making $150 a month of profit per house. And I'm going to assume that I've been doing this for a few years, so I've got 300 of them, and I am making $45,000 of profit a month.
That's amazing.
I'm billing $90,000 a month. I'm getting paid $45,000 a month. Is there value in that business if you have contracts? Yeah, because now I could sell my business, and let's just say that I could get someone to come in and buy my business and my system for 3 years of profits. $45,000. By the way, those profits are going to continue growing over the next 3 years. But if I just multiply that by 36 months, that's $1.6 million of profits in the next 3 years.
That's amazing.
And I say, by the way, I've got 300 homes. In the next 3 years, you should have
600.
600 if you're not growing, 900 or 1,000 if you are. But already, if we don't pick up one more house and just maintain what we got, I've got $1.6 million of profits coming in the next 3 years. I'm selling my business and someone says, hey, can I give you half of that money, 800 grand, and I'm going to give you the other 800 over the next 12 months. And then I'll basically give you a royalty of 10% on everything for the next 3 years to stay on and help us grow and figure out systems and basically take 5 hours a week of your time. And
I'd accept that deal.
By the way, you're now not just hustling. I've just shown you guys how to make $1 million. Can you take a hustle, work it out, build it and grow it, and then sell it? Guys, this is how people do it all the time. You should have a 5-year exit on every one of your hustles. And by the way, that's not going to work as well for some hustles as others. What I love, and the whole reason why at $1,000 when you guys came in this program, the reason why we included cleaning is because we knew that you could build a sellable business. And so you give it a name. It's like my last name is Crone. The sky is blue. It's Blue Sky Crone Cleaning. And in 3 to 5 years, I'm going to sell this for $1 million+. In 5 years, I now have guys, just Let me just show you. If you listen to last week's training, you can build a system where someone else is taking the leads. Once you've hacked it and you hand it off, someone is doing the calling, someone is doing the selling, someone is adding the houses. You build this up to 1,000 houses. If you're even just making $100 a month on each one of them, it's $100,000 times by 3 years. It's $3 million bucks. Will you find someone out there that says, I just need really good predictable cash flow of 100 grand a month?
Someone will want that.
And someone says, let me write you a $3 million check. Do those kind of deals happen in the real world?
Every day, man.
Yes, that is just everyday business. So now you're building a sellable asset while you're getting paid to hustle. So house cleaning, I'm challenging you this week. I want to know this week. First of all, I want you to put it in the comments. Who's going to kill it on actually starting to hack house cleaning and starting to actually build your portfolio? Because by the way, let's make it really small. I want to show you how cool this is. Let's just say that you go nuts in 90 days on the 90-day challenge. And let's say you believe that you can pick up 4 houses a week. So you learn how to dial up your leads enough that you can get 4 a week, and you times that by 12 weeks, and you get 48 homes. And let's say that you're making $100 on those 48 homes a month. You're now making $4,800. Now, if I multiply that by just 2 years of earnings times 24, $115,000. Could I build this over 90 days and then sell this business to someone 90 days from now for $100,000 if I've been collecting contracts?
Yes.
Yes. So by the way, in 90 days, how many of you would like to sell a business and make 100 grand? Look at the difference. I'm making 4,800 a month. 4,800 a month, 4,800 a month. I've only made 15 grand, but guess what? I just sold the business for 100 grand.
That's sexy.
Can you do that? Yes, you can absolutely do that. That's why I want you to do this. This hustle lends itself to building a sellable asset at a 50% margin. And I'm telling you, the EBITDA on that, we'll do that advanced training later, is sexy. And someone will come in and buy a business with that kind of EBITDA for a lot. And if it's just as simple as a basic need that people need house cleaning, that's a sellable business. Just
That's
like
sexy.
lawn care.
That's sexy.
Luke's got a huge smile. He's like, yeah, dude, this is exactly how it goes down.
Getting amped up over there.
Who? Dude, I want to know who's going to
Deborah.
kill us. Sean Freeman's like, yes, because I get it, dude. I only get paid $200 a month or $400 a month to clean this person's house. How is that sexy?
I'm going to close 4 weeks.
Guys, it's the lifetime value of the contract. And when you start stacking the lifetime values up across the board, it's like, you're right. It's only $300 this month. But if you get 100 of those, that's only 30 grand. But when you sell that based on 2 years of revenue profits, and now all of a sudden it's $360,000 times 720 grand. Guess what, guys? People will buy those contracts.
7 figures, man. 7 figures.
Why is this a question? Of course, I'm going to kill it. Thank you, Kason.
Of course you are.
I'm going to kill this, says Michael. Jerem says, I could use a step-by-step checklist to go off and break the whole business down to bite-size. Brother, that is exactly what we're doing here. That's exactly what the Facebook page is all about. Guys, right now I'm asking, first of all, who's going to kill it? Who's going to win the contest in 90 days? And who's even more excited week 2 than week 1? Because here's what you need. You got to bring more passion, more excitement, more now than you even felt on day 1 when you were like, we're going to tear it up. Now you're seeing it. Now you got leads. Now you're converting it. And if you're not, other people are. So you just got to be asking, what am I doing wrong? How do I do it better? And week by week by week, remember, Trent's most profitable week was his 3rd week. His first week, it was deer in the headlights. Now it's getting better. It's growing. It's expanding. Let's just see what we got here. We got Ben, who's like, haha, the passion. I know, dude. It's like, I don't even do caffeine. We're going to retire in 5 years. Eric Ardmore, yes, you absolutely can with this. Giselle says, please tell us about the contract and the cleaning staff. We've got that right here. We've gone over that. I'm going to kill it. Yes. I'm going to, there we go. I love it. Dude, you guys are going nuts on this stuff. I love it. Guys, last thing that we want to hit today. We've gone long today. It's been 90 minutes of training, not including the first several minutes of like bad audio.
Yep.
But I just want to make sure that we're hitting these rules. I want all of you to get burner phone so that you can, I want all of you to say, Chris, I'm 100% on the 3-minute rule. Then you're moving to the 10-minute rule, which means that if they're not texting, you're calling, because the average response time on a text is 3 minutes. If it's been 10, there's a good chance that you're going to wait a long time to get that text. I want you to call. That's the national average. And then the 24-hour rule is I'm going to connect 5 times every 24 hours. And whether that's through text or phone call, it should be a combination of both. That means that you're working your leads. Here's our homework for today. Homework for today is set up Zapier so that you're automating. Set up Burner so that you're automating the 3-minute rule. And we want you to set up Pipedrive or some CRM. Guys, I don't care what tools you use.
Every CRM works with Zapier.
Yeah, everyone does. So just pick one that you can get to work. And then this week is all about winning more jobs while learning how to actually track and move all of your leads in proper buckets.
Yep.
Because 6 months from now, you'll be like, wow, we just came out with a better service. Or like on house cleaning, I just came out with this cool idea that could make us $100 for every yes. And I hit all of my old leads and I just picked up 45 new houses like that. And we just freaking and like added, you know, $50,000 or $150,000 of sellable value to our company. Guys, are you pumped?
It's easy.
Are you excited? It is
not hard.
It is go time. Remember, we are on like day 4 of the 90-day challenge. We're going to be awarding our top 10 winners. By Friday, we should have, Luke will have the details of our leaderboard so that you guys can be posting what are you actually collecting and what's in the pipeline to be collected so that you can see where you stack. And remember, make this the most important 90 days of your business life ever. Don't get content. Stay hungry and hustle. Guys, thanks so much for joining today. We're going to end with just any kind of questions that we might have had. Luke, have you been capturing any?
Yeah, we've only got some shout outs. I think cool. So Lee Jones got 48 leads, 2 side jobs, and deck lined up.
Dude, got a deck lined up, 2 side jobs.
That's
Lee
amazing.
Jones, what's up, buddy?
3 jobs down.
Dude, I love that. That is so awesome. By the way, would love to know how much money you think you're going to make on that deck. That would be cool.
Okay,
Yep.
so Steve has 150 leads. He had to turn them off.
Steve had to shut off.
Too many leads, man.
150 leads.
I've been there.
Angie's got her deck leads down to $2.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Coming up.
4 bids coming up,
$2
$2
deck
a lead.
leads with Angie, which by the way, that's better than my proven ad.
Yeah, I wonder
Same
if it's
ad,
just the market.
Better market.
Or Angie, what did you hack? If you did something unique or different, drop it here in this feed, but drop it especially to Facebook and let us know. I mean,
That's
guys,
amazing.
these do
That's
change from
amazing.
territory to territory, but that's hot. I love that.
Josh Jones just got the phone with somebody for $5,000 roofing.
Josh Jones,
Josh.
$5,000, man. That's amazing.
$5,000 roofing job. Dude, that's great.
That's fantastic.
And Josh, I'm glad that you got those turned on with your higher level program on that hustle. The roofing hustle has nationwide potential.
Yep.
If you can literally just keep finding contractors, expand your lead base, and basically just start literally farming those jobs out like crazy. If you do that and you hire it out, you can move from what we talked about last week, $12.50 an hour, to literally $10,000 an hour. Guys, I get happy. There was a point in my life that unless I was making 10 grand an hour, I was disappointed in the choice that I was making. And I didn't get there all at once, and you can't make that choice right now. But whatever you do make, you got to be saying, I'm going to double that. I'm going to quadruple that. You've got to all learn how to be making $500 an hour right now. When you master $500 an hour, then you're going to ask, how do I pick hustles to go to 1,000 an hour?
Yeah.
When you're doing 1,000 an hour, you're going to ask, how do I get to $2,000 an hour? And guys, that's how you play the game and you win. You are going to want to come to the live training in August. Make sure that you are registered for that with my team. Reach out to our team and let them know I am in for August 12th through the 15th. Ignite your business genius. All new training processes designed for a life-changing experience for business owners that are done fooling around with lame 50K, 100K, 200K opportunities, and they're ready to take it to a whole new level. Any other shout outs or questions?
Yeah, Ben just told Paladin Sock while we were up the phone.
Ben, of course. Ben, way to go, buddy.
Man, that's
Way to go,
awesome.
man.
Angie's got a follow up with a deck job right after this.
Right
Angie's
after
got
that.
her next follow-up. Good job, Angie. Sweet.
That's cool.
Hey, guys, listen, you're doing a really wonderful job. If you don't have jobs yet, I want to just remind you of one final thing and we're done. It is inappropriate to get discouraged. Ever. But especially in business. And I want to tell you why. Nick, if you allow yourself to get discouraged, does it make you more excited to work the next opportunity or less?
Less.
And by the way, watch the downward spiral. If you get disappointed and now you feel less motivated, if you practice feeling less motivated for a few hours, what can that turn into?
Procrastination.
Procrastination, putting things off, not doing what you're supposed to,
Dragging
not
your
updating your
feet.
pipe drive, dragging your
Yeah.
feet, and then ultimately depression and saying, well, I guess it didn't work again. No, you didn't work. You didn't hustle. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. And here's the rule. Remember in childhood, like when you were 3, 4, 5, or 6 years old, somewhere thereabouts, You tried to do something and you thought it would work because you were a dumb young kid that was naive enough to believe it would work. And of course it didn't work. You're stupid. Like, you haven't developed your brain yet. You don't have life experience. You're dumb, right? Now, you're not dumb. You just don't know because you're little. And as a result, you developed an idea. Most of you decided that if you can't do it in one try, it doesn't work. Some of you decided that it deserves 3 tries. But if you fail on the first try, like, dude, we're good. Second try, no worries. Third one, you fail, I'm out. At some point, you decided you're out at try 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's what all kids do. We're now adults, but we're actually operating under those same rules. Some of us find a way to get the training and mentorship to slip through the cracks, like me or my brother Nick, where we actually learned that the real entrepreneur that succeeds actually failed not 3 or 5 times, but how many?
12, 15, 30, 100, 200.
Like the number, like, and a real,
never ends.
a successful entrepreneur, any of them that you idolize, the reality is they actually just stuck with it and stopped seeing it as a failure. They're like, it's like Edison on his bulbs. Not that way, not that way, not that way.
Kept going.
Eventually he's like, oh my gosh, 10,000th light bulb. We got it to shine for 10 hours and then it burned out. He's like, that's better than 10 minutes. If it can go 10 hours, I can work with that. Yep. So here's the reality. You've gotta let go and replace discouragement. And it just doesn't work. It's like, no, that is an immature, uncultivated mindset of a new entrepreneur that just hasn't outgrown childhood experience. I need you to outgrow it right now. And here's what you replace it with. Ready? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. You don't have an experience and classify it as a failure that it didn't work. That's naive. Don't do that. Instead, it's, dude, are you kidding me? We tried it this way. We're going to try a different way. Oh, it didn't work that way. Let's try it this way. Oh, eventually, if you stick with it, it is going to get figured out. Why? First of all, you have proof. It's working for everyone else here. By the way, if you want to get some different hustles, maybe you have something against cleaning. Maybe you have something against, one of the other hustles, or maybe it's saw. Whatever it is, we've got more hustles. You guys can upgrade. You can play more. But don't allow a bad or negative attitude to get in the way, because listen, if you genuinely get behind the scenes with my brother Nick and I and just hang out with us and see what real business looks like Nick, super honest right now, super authentic for everyone. In the last 100 hours that we've sat around having business conversations, how many times did we kind of get down on ourselves, get discouraged?
Honestly, I don't get discouraged anymore. When I run into issues, I just work right through them. I go around them. I go over them. Like, there's no way. Failure is not an option. And it's not, at this point, I'm trained to just figure it out.
And if you're thinking, bull crap, in the last 100 hours, come on, guys, you're not perfect. Be real.
There's a solution to everything.
And I'm just telling you that right now, there's only one thing that we look at. We don't believe in problems. We only see solutions. It's a mindset and it's a decision. We weren't born with it. We chose it. So I'm inviting you to choose into a mindset that says whatever it takes, no matter how many tries it takes. Like, I'm just in it no matter what, because I'm telling you, we have enough of you winning right now that every one of you can win. The only way that you lose is if you give up, or you invent some stupid, crappy story like, oh, this is harder than I thought it would be. No, you're going to hack it. You're going to figure it out. And you're going to hand it off. Let me share with you my SOP in life. This is for my successful business owners that have rocked it in other areas of their life. Come in here, take 90 days. I usually do it in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, but take 90 days and then master the hustle. And that means learn exactly what to text, exactly how to respond, how to overcome the top 5 objections, and learn how to book a reasonable number of business opportunities. It's like, I'm now at 1 in 5 bids. Wait, I got better. I'm 1 in 4 bids, get 1. Wait, I got better. I'm 1 in 3. You know what? It's been 2 weeks. I really am not winning more than 1 in 3. Guess what? You have figured enough out. It's time to hand off your hacked hustle to somebody else. And you now measure them. And you just check in every day. How are you doing? How are you doing? Until you can check in just twice a week. And then guys, with 10 or 15 minutes of time management, guess what? They're not making you all the money. You can turn up the leads, win 4 times as many jobs, make sure they're like a clone of you. Guess what? It's not on your plate anymore. I do that with everything in business. I jump in, I figure it out, I hack it, I master it close enough, and I hand it off. And guess what? If this is how I am making money, I forget everything in life and this is how I'm doing it. Number one, I've got an indomitable spirit with an attitude that will never see or acknowledge the negative. I will never get discouraged like Nick. I'm never going to get down just like Nick said. I'm just going to keep trying until I hack it. When I hack it, I celebrate, I hand it off, I crank up the lead volume, and I go to my next one. In 1 year, I'm going to get through 25 to 50 of these, and I'll be making $1 million+ a year. And I'll find on some of them literally how to go nationwide to make $1 million on a single hack. I guarantee you, if you gave me 24 months and I had nothing else to do with my life, with what I've laid in front of you, I would be making millions of dollars a year. This is how big that opportunity is for you. Now, it's not because I'm Chris Crone. It's because Chris Crone is mentoring you and teaching you how to think. And this last thing we're finishing up with is never get discouraged. And when I say never, what I actually mean is never get discouraged. And then when you lose a job and then another canceled and then it didn't go your way and then the lead type was more expensive, never get discouraged. Like, you literally just keep going. And that's how, and some of you said here, in 5 years, I want to be retired. Eric Ardmore, you can be. With the right attitude, with the right mindset, just hack and hustle, baby. So guys, thank you for joining us today. We got more trainings. Stay active on the Facebook page. Update us on what you're doing. I want to thank my brother Nick for being here, putting in the time, effort, energy to continue hacking everything for you. We are going to see you next time. We are going to be breaking down what you need next. We're going to be cleaning out on our next deep dive so that you become a master in the space. It's not a function of time. It doesn't take much of that. But by next week, I guarantee we're going to see many of you making many more money. We're excited to enjoy the journey with you. So congratulations. Keep leveling up, level up your program, get more hustles. Let's keep on playing. We'll see you next time.